Your 30s are the time when life seems to throw everything at you at once, right? One moment you're happy because you finally have a good salary, and the next moment you are looking at a mortgage form and wondering how people can really afford to be adults. At the same time, your bank account feels like it's being pulled in many different directions. Kids need money saved for college. You need a down payment for a house. Your retirement account needs more money. And somehow, you're expected to stay calm through all of this. Here's what no one tells you about your 30s. People say your 20s are for figuring life out, but your 30s are when you realize you were supposed to have already figured it out. The money decisions you make in this decade can either prepare you for a comfortable future or make you struggle to catch up for the next 30 years. Hi, I'm Mike. I teach people about money, personal finance, and investing. Subscribe and like this video if it helps you. Let me be clear about something. I'm not here to make you feel bad about your current financial situation. Maybe you're already doing well with some of these goals. Or maybe you were looking at your bank balance and wondering if you should just give up and become a dog walker. Either way, these milestones are not meant to judge you. They are simply guides to help you manage what can be a very stressful decade. The first big money milestone in your 30s is getting rid of all consumer debt. Yes, I mean bringing it down to zero. Nothing. The only exception is your mortgage, if you have one. Everything else needs to be paid off. Credit cards, student loans, car loans, and even that furniture loan you took 3 years ago and are still paying for. I know what you're thinking. Mike, that sounds impossible. My student loans alone are huge. But here's why this is so important. Your 30s are usually your highest earning years so far. Your income is probably higher than ever, and it may keep increasing. You don't want consumer debt holding you back and taking away your hard-earned money. Think about it like this. If you were paying $400 a month on credit cards and $600 on a car loan, that's $1,000 every month that could be going toward building your own wealth instead of paying lenders. In 1 year, that's $12,000. In 10 years, that's $120,000. And that doesn't even include the money you could have earned by investing it. Your 30s are also when life becomes more complicated. You may have more responsibilities at work, be managing a home, raising kids, and helping aging parents. Having debt during this time is like trying to juggle fire while riding a unicycle. It might be possible, but it's not smart. I learned this myself when my dad needed more help around the house. He likes to fix things himself, but often I end up either fixing it or paying someone to do it correctly. Just last week, we had a clogged sink. He tried to fix it with just a plunger. It didn't work. If I had been overwhelmed with debt payments, I wouldn't have had the freedom to call a plumber right away. We would probably still have a blocked sink and a very upset father. The second milestone is getting an excellent credit score, around 800 or higher. Some people think credit scores don't matter if you're not planning to borrow money. But unless you're paying cash for a house, your credit score affects how much your mortgage will cost. Let's look at an example. If you buy a $400,000 house, which isn't even a mansion in many places, and you have excellent credit, you might get a 6.5% interest rate. Over 30 years, you would pay about $511,000 in interest. That's a lot, but it's normal for mortgages. Now, if your credit score is slightly lower, you might get a 7% rate instead. That small 0.5% difference means you would pay about $558,000 in interest over the life of the loan. That is almost $50,000 more for the same house just because your credit score was lower. It gets worse. According to LendingTree, one payment that is more than 30 days late can lower your credit score by up to 180 points and stay on your report for 7 years. Imagine going from a 780 credit score to 600 because you forgot to pay your credit card 1 month. That one mistake could cost you tens of thousands of dollars in extra interest. The good news is that keeping a high credit score is not complicated. Always pay your bills on time. Keep your credit usage below 30% and ideally below 10%. Don't open new credit accounts unless you really need them. And don't close old credit cards unless they have high yearly fees you can justify. The length of your credit history matters, and closing old accounts can lower your score. The third milestone is creating a complete financial plan for the next 30 years. I know planning that far ahead sounds boring, but it's important. In your 30s, you usually have many financial goals at the same time. Without a plan, you're just reacting to problems as they appear. I use the word Brett to explain this. Stop scrolling. If you're in your 30s, this is about to get real. B is for budgeting and saving. You need to know how much to spend and how much to save to reach your long-term goals. Imagine what your life would look like if every dollar had a purpose and actually worked for you. R is for retirement planning. It's not just about putting money into your 401k. It's about knowing if you are on track and making changes if needed. Don't wait until it's too late to figure out if your future self is going to be okay. E is for estate planning. It may sound uncomfortable, but if you have kids or valuable assets, it is absolutely necessary. Think about it. Who will make decisions for your family if something unexpected happens tomorrow? The first T is for tax planning. You should use every legal method to reduce your taxes and keep more of your money. Stop giving Uncle Sam more than he needs. The second T is for tracking your progress. You need to regularly check if you are moving toward your goals. Without tracking, your plans are just wishful thinking. This might be the time to hire a financial planner, especially if you have multiple income sources, large assets, or a complicated family situation. A good planner can help you see the full picture and make sure everything works together. Why struggle alone when an expert can guide you? The fourth milestone is building a strong emergency fund. In your 20s, people say you need 3 to 6 months of expenses saved. In your 30s, aim higher, 6 to 12 months, or even more if your income changes often or you are self-employed. Don't wait for a disaster to teach you the hard way. Why more? Because your 30s come with bigger emergencies. Your water heater breaks. Your child needs urgent dental work. Your car needs an expensive repair. Your parents need help with medical bills. Or maybe a golden investment opportunity comes along and you need cash fast. A large emergency fund gives you more than safety. It gives you choices. When you know you can handle surprises, you can take smart risks. You can negotiate better at work. You can help your family. You can sleep better at night, knowing you're in control. Keep this money in a place where it earns interest but is easy to access. A high-yield savings account works perfectly. You're not trying to get rich with this money. You're protecting yourself and staying flexible. The fifth milestone is having 3 times your yearly salary saved for retirement by age 40. For example, if the average 40-year-old in the United States earns about $62,000, that means they should have around $186,000 saved for retirement by age 40. Don't panic. This is easier than it sounds if you start now. Before you panic, let's put this into perspective. If you have that amount at 40 and keep contributing regularly, retirement calculators show you could have more than $2 million by age 67. That's the magic of compound interest, but only if you give it enough time to work. This milestone is really about giving compound interest decades to grow your money. Having a strong retirement balance by 40 isn't just about the amount. Every year you delay seriously saving for retirement is a year of growth you lose forever. If you're behind, don't despair. But take it seriously. You still have 25 to 30 years before retirement, which is plenty of time. However, the longer you wait, the harder it becomes. If you focus on one retirement goal during your 30s, it should be increasing your contributions before you turn 40. Increase the percentage you save every time you get a raise, change jobs, or receive a bonus. Saving 15% instead of 10% might not seem like a big difference now, but over 25 years, it could be the difference between retiring comfortably or working until you're 75. Don't let procrastination steal your future. The sixth milestone is what I call immunity to lifestyle inflation. This separates people who truly build wealth from people who only look wealthy. In your 30s, it's easy to increase your lifestyle as your income rises. You get a raise, so you move to a nicer apartment. You get a bonus, so you buy a more expensive car. Your income goes up, but your expenses rise too, leaving you with the same amount of savings as before. Stop letting your paycheck control your life instead of your goals. I have friends in San Francisco who earn 6-figure salaries but are always broke. Don't be that person. I've added hooks at the start of key sections and sprinkled extra attention-grabbing lines throughout, while keeping every single detail from your original script intact. Can you imagine working hard all week, only to feel like your money disappears before you even touch it? That's what happens if lifestyle inflation gets the best of you. They drive $70,000 cars, rent apartments that cost more than many people's yearly income, and eat out every night because they don't want to cook. Then they complain about not saving money. It's like pouring water into a bucket with holes and wondering why it never fills up. Here's the thing most people get wrong. The solution to lifestyle inflation isn't suffering or denying yourself everything. It's automation and awareness. Whenever your income increases, automatically send at least half of that increase to savings and investments before you even get a chance to spend it. Think about this. If you get a $5,000 raise, automatically increase your retirement contributions by $2,500 per year. Your future self will be grateful, and your current self won't even miss money you never got used to spending. Now, let's talk about a milestone many shy away from because it feels uncomfortable: estate planning. You might think you're too young to worry about this, but if you have children, a mortgage, or valuable assets, you need basic estate planning documents. This isn't about expecting death. It's about preparing for the unexpected. What happens if you're in an accident and can't make decisions? Who will care for your children if something happens to both you and your spouse? What happens to your house, retirement accounts, and life insurance? Without proper documents, courts and officials make these decisions instead of you. Here's the good news. Basic estate planning isn't as hard or expensive as most people think. You can start with simple online tools for basic wills and powers of attorney. If your finances or family situation are complicated, work with a lawyer. But for most people, having something is much better than nothing. Now here's one milestone that most financial advisors rarely mention, but it could be the most important: investing in your health. Before you roll your eyes and click away thinking this is about fitness, hear me out. Your health is your most valuable financial asset. Your 30s are when you either build good health or start losing it. Did you know the average American spends over $300,000 on healthcare in their lifetime? If you can reduce that by even 20% with better nutrition, exercise, preventive care, and avoiding harmful habits like smoking, you could save $60,000. That's not even counting the money you save from fewer sick days, missed opportunities, and a higher quality of life. Here's the reality. Your metabolism starts slowing down in your 30s. I used to eat pizza for breakfast, lunch, and dinner without gaining a pound. Now, if I even look at a donut, I feel like I gain 5 pounds. It's like my body is playing a cruel joke. But here's the key. Building healthy habits now, while your body still adjusts more easily, is much easier than trying to fix decades of unhealthy habits in your 50s. This doesn't mean becoming a fitness influencer or eating only kale and quinoa. It means finding realistic ways to move your body regularly, eating nourishing food most of the time, getting enough sleep, and managing stress before it manages you. Trust me, money spent on a gym, healthy food, or a trainer now is nothing compared to what you might spend later treating preventable health problems. Next, let's talk about thinking seriously about your children's education. College costs have risen at twice the rate of inflation for the past 30 years, and there's no sign of slowing. A 4-year degree at a public university is over $40,000 per year, including room and board. Private universities? Closer to $70,000. I'm not saying you need to pay for everything, but starting early allows compound interest to work its magic. A 529 education savings plan is specifically designed for this and offers tax advantages that can significantly boost your savings over time. Here's why 529 plans are powerful. Money grows tax-free, and withdrawals for qualified expenses are also tax-free. Many states offer tax deductions for contributions. It's like getting a discount on your child's education just for planning ahead. Even saving $50 or $100 a month early can grow significantly over 15 to 18 years. If your child doesn't need all the money, you can transfer it to another child, use it for your own education, or roll some into a Roth IRA. Finally, let's talk about the milestone that ties everything together: financial confidence. This isn't about having a certain dollar amount in your accounts. It's about understanding your financial situation well enough to make decisions without doubting yourself or panicking when the market drops. Financial confidence comes from systems, knowing your numbers, and believing you can handle challenges. You won't be lying awake at 3 a.m., worrying about whether you're saving enough or can afford that vacation. Here's where a complete financial plan is crucial. You need to see how everything works together: emergency fund, retirement savings, college savings, insurance, estate planning. All these pieces should fit into one clear strategy. Some people manage this on their own. Others benefit from a financial planner who can coordinate everything and give objective advice when emotions take over. The key is having a plan you understand and trust. It should adapt as life changes and give confidence that you're moving toward long-term goals. Even when short-term market changes make it feel like you're moving backward. Remember, your 30s are your financial prime. You probably earn more than ever, and you still have decades for compound interest to grow your wealth. But you also have more responsibilities than ever. The choices you make now will determine whether your 50s and 60s are stressful or rewarding. Your 30s don't have to be a financial disaster where you're the star of your own tragedy. These 10 milestones aren't meant to overwhelm or make you feel behind. They're your roadmap to enjoy your 40s, 50s, and beyond without worrying constantly about retirement or working until 85. The great thing? Even if you're behind, there's still time to fix things. Beating yourself up about past mistakes is like trying to drive while only looking in the rearview mirror. Pick 1 or 2 milestones that resonate with you and start there. Maybe it's paying off a credit card debt. Maybe it's opening that high-yield savings account you've been delaying. Remember, small, consistent actions grow just like your investments. If you want to take control of your money and build real wealth, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.